Hello. I don't know if that countdown actually worked, but I went for it. If not, you saw me staring at the screen for 30 seconds, waiting for my big moment to arrive. Welcome, everyone. It is a lovely Friday night. I hope you are all doing well. Thank you for joining me tonight. And if you watch this later, thanks for watching this later. I don't know if you actually will. I probably won't leave it up for more than a couple days because I don't see anyone watching this past that. So I'm gonna let some people shuffle in here. Say what's up in the comments if you're here. I see Ian's here. What's up, Ian? Dan Demore, good to see you. Always good to see you, man. Harry, hey dude. We all know Simon. Hey there, Simon. Congrats on the milestone. Definitely my favorite local channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I assume it sounds okay and everything. I don't know. I gotta ask that. Chris CXK live from the Cobra Cabana. Yes. Look at my sweet new sensual backlighting. It's blue. I got some new lights. So really stepping things up here. I can change the color. I didn't download the app for it, so I can't change it from where I'm sitting right now. I'd have to get up and change the lights. So I hope you all like blue. I figured it's a good neutral color that everyone likes. So that's what you get. Maybe next time we'll go with something else. All right, and it looks like a few more people are here. What's this? Cure Cycling with a super chat. That's very kind of you, Jared. 8K, let's get it. Let's do it, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to be at this level. I appreciate the $4.99. That's very kind, my friend. Might be seeing Jared here in the next month. More on that maybe later. Greetings from Peru. Wow. We have worldwide reach here on Cobra Kyle. That's pretty cool. Greetings. Welcome to the live stream. All future videos will be in 8K. I can only dream of that one day. We're up to 5K now, right? And filming, I'm still filming in 4K, so that's outdated. San Antonio, very cool. Where I'm sitting at currently, it's a nice place to be. Weather's back to normal. We all had a little snow apocalypse a few weeks ago. Hopefully everyone came out okay with that. I'm glad it's over. I don't miss the snow. Oh, Dan letting me know you can film in 8K now. I assume that's like cinema cameras or something that I really can't afford and have no need for it. So if you're rich, you can film in 8K now. Cool. Speaking of 8K, this is the 8,000 subscriber live stream extravaganza. I wish I had a sound effect or I don't know, some music or something. But yeah, we hit 8,000 subscribers a couple days ago, and I mean that's pretty cool. I like to reflect on these milestones because I've been doing this for I don't know 3 years now, I guess. And when I think about it, it's like it took me 2 or 3 years to hit I don't know 2,000 subs. And in the last year, it's gone from 2,000. I think we hit 5,000 in October, and here we are. It's early March, and it's at 8,000. So to grow 3,000 subs in what was it, like 6 months, 5 or 6 months. So it's cool. It's definitely a marathon. I've heard other people say that on YouTube. Like it's not a race, it's a marathon. If you're trying to grow anything, I assume starting a business is similar. You don't start a business and you're immediately profitable. So I really enjoy doing this. I say this every time I'm on a live stream or even on videos. I do enjoy what I do, and I appreciate all of you that continue watching this. I hope you like the direction it's been going. I've been trying to learn more about getting better shots and making better videos every week. It's a process. but I'm happy to do it. Ronin Rider, I believe that's my old friend Gene. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Ian, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Ian always leaves comments on the videos. I appreciate you being around, Ian. Dan, thank you. $1 per 1,000 subs. I just made $8, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty cool. I appreciate it, Dan. You don't have to pay me, man. I see you quite a bit, so I'll send you that money back. I didn't know you lived here. That's cool. My buddies are building a new line at OP Parkwood. You should check it out, man. I am at Parkwood quite a bit. One of my favorite places to ride. There's so many new lines out there since, I'll say, probably last summer, I guess, when quarantine was happening. People really went out there and built a lot. Sorry, I don't know your name personally, but if you're out there building, I appreciate it. Parkwood is really fun. Scott Smith, MTB, hey man, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Cool. All the fellas are here. Yeah. So yeah, you may have seen this week I released my first YouTube short. I wanted to see how that went. It was super easy to make, so that was kind of appealing. It only took me about 15, 20 minutes to make that, and normally a normal video takes countless hours. I think the video I did before that about the mullet monster gravel bike, I edited that for 20, 30, 40 hours. And man, doing a short in like 15 minutes and then just like, here's 30 seconds of content. Not what I had planned for this weekend. And there's a story behind that. I'll get into that in just a moment. Why I didn't do a full video this week. And it's someone else's fault. Sorry, I keep looking over to the side of the screen because I'm reading the chat and just trying to keep up with that. Gene, you had surgery. Well, that's not good, man. Hope you're all right. I appreciate the congrats. It's very nice. Peep my ride. Hey, man. Still have my teal steel. Nice. Very nice. I believe you messaged me on Instagram if that's the same person. I've gotten a few messages about teal steel. Like I guess they sold quite a bit of those and they're popping up now, and I like it. I'm happy to see those. Thank you. I appreciate that. You are the best Cobra Kyle I've ever seen, ever. Well, good. The one and only. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh man. This chat is going faster than I can keep up. We actually broke ground last weekend. See the nice kicker on the screen. You can check us out. Oh, okay. The Shred Local page. I do follow them on Instagram, so I do see that stuff. Very cool stuff what you guys are doing. I appreciate it. I've said this before. I don't have any skills in trail building, so one of these days I'd like to learn. It's just I'm usually in this room editing videos. Hopefully it's paying off. We'll see. Mr. Travis is here. Hey, man, keep having fun making great content. I understand the hard work that goes into these videos. It is insane. It is. This guy works hard. I know it. He makes cool videos. He's into metal, too. I appreciate the $4.99, by the way. That's very generous. Funny, JP should say this. I shared that monster mullet video on Facebook. Surprising how many people didn't get it. I got that reception too. I posted on Reddit, and it stirred up a little bit of controversy in the gravel biking page of Reddit. And that's a whole nother story for this week. It's just like people are like, "Oh, this is dumb," and then I was like, "Well, did you actually watch it?" And they're like, "Well, no, we didn't watch it. We just saw the thumbnail, and it's clearly a mountain bike." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I thought it was funny, but you can't win them all, and I'm fine with that. Cool. I think I'm all caught up on the chat. So let me get into why there wasn't a video this week. I actually went to Spider Mountain last weekend with a sweet video idea. We're actually taking a trip here in a few weeks to a destination with far more elevation than we have here in San Antonio. I'll talk about that trip a little bit later on in the live stream. But I wanted to prepare for this trip a little bit, and I was like, okay, what's somewhere that has elevation that I can do repeatedly over and over? And Spider Mountain came to mind. I was like, okay, it's only 350 feet. So rather than, use the lift, I'll just climb up it, ride the trails, and do that for a full day and see how well I could actually do it. So that was the plan. That was the video idea. I get up at 5 a.m. on a Saturday to go out to Spider Mountain, be there early, film an intro and everything. And I walk up to the ticket counter, and the employee is like, "Oh, you have to pay $60 even if you're climbing." And I wasn't aware of that. Their website does say you can climb for $15 on the weekdays. And I assumed, okay, on the weekends you can climb. I mean, that's your choice, right? And they just charge you a smaller rate. I was under the impression it was $20 to climb, and they bursted my bubble when I got there. And to me personally, $60 is a lot of money. I mean, and Spider Mountain, I think, was also kind of expensive. Um, that's just my personal opinion. They can run their business however they want, and that's fine. But I was just a little annoyed. I was like, oh, and I explained the whole situation too. I was like, oh, we're going on this trip soon. I wanted to, kind of practice for the elevation. And I was like, I'll give you $30-$40 and I will climb. Like, I won't be on the lift. You don't have to give me a wristband or anything. And they just would not let me do it. So that's kind of why I was like, well, I don't know what to do. I was just going to go over to Reveille Peak Ranch because I prefer those trails more anyways. But I had 3 of my other friends coming to Spider Mountain, and they had already prepaid for tickets. So I was like, I don't want to bail on these guys. So I just paid the $60, rode the lift, had a good time. It was fine. I would like to see some more trails out there. I mean, I think Angel Fire is still $50, and they have 30 some odd trails, and I think Spider has 7 or 8 trails now. Not trying to take a dump on them. I mean, it's cool. It's cool we have a lift access bike park. I just kind of disappointed it was $60. And then I was like, well, I'm not gonna film these trails because I've already filmed them before, and I haven't gotten significantly faster. And so that's the story. Nothing too exciting, but yeah. Let me hold on. I'm going to catch up on the comments. I rambled for too long and missed some stuff. It's a good question. How long does the average video take to make, filming and editing together? It kind of depends. I guess if it's like POV, which I haven't done that in quite a while. Filming, I can go out and ride for a couple hours and just have the GoPro on the chest, and editing that is pretty quick just because there's not much to it. I can just kind of like, piece it together, the most exciting parts, and throw it in. Like a bike review, like some of the ones I've done lately, they took a long time. That hardtail, the NS Eccentric one, I've been filming all third person shots for that video for the last 3 months. I think I started back in November, December, just filming third person shots, and that in itself takes a lot of time because I'm either with one friend or alone, and I have to like take my big tripod out, set my camera up, do all the settings, ride past it, jump, or whatever I'm doing at the moment, walk back up the hill, and then turn the camera off, make sure the footage looked good. If it didn't, let me try a different angle, do that jump. So it's yeah. So all those third person shots you'll see sometimes in videos, those take those are filmed over weeks usually. You can do it pretty quick, I guess, if you're just back to back riding. But unfortunately, I don't, get out and ride every day. Editing, I think I said it earlier, it's like 20 to 40 hours, depending on how much stuff um, you want to get into on it. So it's definitely a labor of love. And I'm not an expert at editing, so I definitely like have to stop and look things up and like, oh, what if I had this little effect that probably no one cares about, but I'll spend an hour or two just like trying to get some little flames on the screen or something stupid like that. Hopefully it adds up to an exciting video. Meth head delayed opening of Spider Mountain. I did hear about that. I saw something on Facebook about that. Oh yeah, here this. He was at Spider last week and shared local. Sick. There was a meth. I should mention that about Spider. I think it's McGill Trail Fabrication. They're out there building some trails right now. Those do look incredible. Um, I looked at their website and they've built a ton of amazing places, like the Riveter in North Carolina. They're from Colorado, so they built a ton of cool trails out there. They built in Sedona. I hope that is the direction Spider's going in, where they can bring in these crews from other states to get a little different perspective, maybe, and hopefully build those trails faster. Because I mean, once Spider gets over 10 trails, or 60, that $60 starts to seem more reasonable as more and more trails get built. Um, I don't know what's been going on there in the past year. I know COVID and all that, whatever. But there hasn't been like a new trail there in probably a year. Oh, they're opening it for the downhill race in April. Okay, cool. So we're almost there. Hold on. What is this comment, Dan? How did you know it's the new Cobra with a snake face on the front? I don't know what's going on in the chat, but it is horrifying. I'm not selling thongs. Do I have any moderators on here? This person wants you to call their chat. I want to put you in a timeout because I can do that. The power of the internet. It's very exciting. I'd say 15 trails would be a good number to not have them get so boring so fast. Agreed. We were there open to close, and by the end of the day, like I was just like, we were all kind of like, oh, like what do you want to hit next? I don't know. It's a fun time. If you go, it's fun. Just know it is a little pricey, in my opinion. And I think they probably know that too, but they also know the closest other is 12 hours away. So they've kind of got a monopoly in the area on lift access bike parks. But if you have the time, definitely go to Angel Fire. It is so cool. So cool. Angel Fire is really fun. It's been 2 years since I've been there, but I still think about it. Here's a question. Any thoughts about connecting with other YouTubers to live stream as a panel? Russ at Pathless Pedaled hosts Alternative Cycling Network. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't know. I've never been like, I guess, the best interviewer. But yeah, it'd definitely be cool to have someone on here. I've been on other people's live streams, and it's always a good time. I don't reach out to too many people. I don't know. I probably should. I have seen Pathless Pedaled. I've watched a few of his videos, so he's pretty cool. But yeah, I wouldn't mind getting some other people on here. I think the last live stream we had some people coming in and out. I posted the link in the chat. Maybe we'll do that later. I don't know. I didn't plan on doing that tonight. I'm going to try to wrap this up in an hour. It's already been 20 minutes, so let's see. Chris, I agree with you. I enjoyed the green trail for the finale. It was kind of relaxing. I will say the green trail at Spider is actually pretty fun. Um, I know that's a weird thing to say, and I don't know. I guess because we don't ride it as much, it's like usually maybe we go there first, warm up on it, and then ride the blues and the blacks all day, and then we finish on the green. It's like, oh, this is really fast and fun, because we do have a lot of technical riding here in Texas. So when you get to go fast on some flowy trails, it's kind of nice. Let's see. What did I do? Yeah, okay. Cool. I think I'm caught up on the chat. So I did mention a little bit ago about a trip coming up, and we're going to Moab, Utah. My first time. Very excited for it. Not a very well planned trip, I don't think, because I still have no idea where we're camping or um, what we're riding, honestly. So if you've been to Moab and you're in the comments here, let us know. Or if there's something you want to see from Moab while I'm out there, let me know and I'll try my best to film it. I'm very excited. We're gonna drive there. It's like a 17-hour drive. So I'm gonna do it over 2 days because that is a long time in a van. Um, and luckily, I have the van, so I can camp. I think we're going to stay in Albuquerque on the way up and hit some trails there. Ryan, he sent me some trails to check out in Albuquerque. I didn't really look at them. Sorry, Ryan. I'll check them out in a bit, but they looked cool. Okay. Recent subscriber. Congrats at 8,000. Thank you. Thanks for subscribing. I hope you stick around a while. And I saw a comment about this one, that male model lifestyle you have going on for Travis. I follow him on Instagram. He's got a natural talent for it, Travis. Keep it up, man. It's I was like, man, look at these professional photos he's having taken. I think he said his wife took him. I was like, all right, she could be a photographer and you can be a male model. I can't do that. I always make awkward faces and pictures, as you saw from the thumbnail of this live stream. Moab, that's awesome. Will you ride the whole enchilada? Um, Maybe. The plan was yes, and then I reached out to my buddy Matt over at Hunt Style. I'm sure a lot of you know that channel. He was in Dallas, but he moved to Idaho. And I looked it up, and Idaho is only like 6 hours from Moab. So I reached out to him, was like, hey, we're going to be on these dates. You want to meet up with us? And I told him we had planned to do the whole enchilada. And he said it's probably still going to be snowy towards the top. I don't know how true that is, but the plan is, yes, to do the whole enchilada as long as we're able to. I hope we're able to. I think that's going to be an epic day. I don't think I'm physically prepared for it. I haven't been exercising or riding as much as I should be lately. Once we lost the power, I was doing workouts like consistently every day, nothing too extreme, but just doing like push-ups and stuff at the house and riding a bunch. And then we lost power for a few days, and I was like, well, I don't want to get sweaty because we don't have, a shower or anything, and I don't want to be all gross and cold and sweaty and all that. So I just kind of stopped working out while the power was out, and then the power came back on. I was like, you know what? Being lazy is fun. Pizza's delicious. Chips are delicious. So why bother? I probably gained 5 or 10 pounds. So I'm glad winter is over here, it seems like. I'm bummed too, Scott. Scott was supposed to go to Moab with us, but he chose he chose to hurt himself at Spider. He didn't choose to, but I'm glad you're alive, man. I thought this dude died. I won't tell your story if you don't want me to, Scott. Let me know in the comments before I go any further. He makes videos as well. I'm sure there will be a video on it. But for a second there, I was like, I just watched a grown man die. And it sucks because Scott's an awesome dude. Oh, he says tell it. I'm going to tell it then. All right. Everyone, you probably know the rock garden on the double black diamond at Spider Mountain. Probably the scariest feature that everyone talks about. We were eyeing it up, and Scott heard a rumor. I don't know if this is true or not, that someone jumped it like from the top, just cleared the whole rock garden, landing to flat. There's not really a landing there. It's just flat. And Scott was eyeing it up. He's like, I want to jump this, and me and our friend Ryan were just kind of looking at it like, don't think it's possible. I really don't think this is going to work. But I trust Scott. Like, he knows his abilities. He's an incredible rider. He has a very large BMX background. So if he sees something, I generally believe him, because I've seen him do some pretty gnarly stuff that I'm like, I would never think of doing that. And then he does it. So he rolled into it a few times, and, he just did it, looked smooth. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to jump halfway and see how that feels. And I was like, I don't know about this. I think we both told him, but I didn't actually think he was going to do it. And then he rolled in, and I was like, oh, he's past the point of commitment. So I knew he was going for it, and he leaped, and he landed on like the second to last shelf, we'll call it, because it's basically just rock, shelf, kind of like that. And he landed incredible. It was a glorious moment of like, oh, he's gonna pull this off. But I think the impact was so great, and then his front wheel just kind of dipped off the last shelf, and I think it was just too much for his fork, and the front wheel kind of like twisted, and albeit he was going pretty fast, as you would to clear like I don't know, 20-foot rock garden, and it just sent him flying into a jagged pointed rock like this that was on the side of the trail, and he hit his hip on it, and it was just I hate seeing people get hurt, especially my friends. And he got up and walked away. We walked back down the hill, and I mean, he's in pain, but he's all right. I assume nothing's broken. I think you would have told me that by now, but that is the story of why Scott will not be at Moab. Speedy recovery to you, Scott, because we have another trip planned. I'm hoping. He's in the chat right now. Cure Cycling. He reached out to me on Instagram, and he lives in Louisiana. And for those of you who don't know, he bought Seth's Bike Hacks hardtail, the one that he was selling for, I guess we'll call it charity, and he was donating the money to the trail system of the person who bought it. So he lives in Louisiana, which isn't too far from where I live. So I guess they're having a grand opening out there on April 10th. And I said, you know what? That looks fun. Let's do this. So we're going to, hopefully, we're like 99% in, assuming nothing else comes up, So yeah, we're going to go to Louisiana, and I think it's called a Bogue Cheeto. I don't know if that's right. Bogue Cheeto State Park. And he sent me a couple clips of it. It actually looks really fun. So yeah, we'll be in Louisiana. I'm excited to meet him. He seems like a very nice guy. I've watched a few of his videos. I'm like, okay, he's cool. He's good at this. So I'm glad someone passionate about the sport bought Seth's bike, and especially somewhere like Louisiana, because I mean, someone from Colorado or Whistler could have bought the bike, and that's cool too. But it's cool to see some money go to a trail system that I would never expect there to be trails in Louisiana. And from what he sent me, it looks pretty sweet. So thank you for the invite, man. We're all looking forward to it. I think the guys you've been hearing me talk about here, Dan, Scott, Ryan, will probably be joining me. So I'm excited. So that's the next couple of months, Moab, and then Louisiana. And then after that, who knows? There's a map up here on the wall. I think I say that every time. I always look at the map because I'm like, oh, all the places I could go. So that's the plan for the next couple months. Oh, Travis, got to bounce. See you later, man. Thanks for stopping by. Go check out his modeling career on Instagram. I think it's Venture Apparel Company is who he's modeling for. So let's see. Oh, Scott, he says Louisiana 100%. All right. I'm going to hold you to that. I will. Trail Lady MTB. Congrats, Kyle. I've always appreciated your sense of humor. It makes the channel fun and pretty cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I've seen your comments a few times on the videos. Very cool. Sorry. I know there's more I had to talk about. I even told myself, like, write down some topics that you want to talk about. I told Jenna this too, and she's like, yeah, it's a great idea. And then I didn't do it. I was too busy playing with my cat. A young Salem. Sorry to get off topic here, but we have a cat now named Salem, and he's fantastic. I've always liked animals, but I never really wanted one because I didn't want the responsibility. Now we have one, and he is awesome. And I was hoping to make a video about the world's first trail cat, but he is absolutely terrified of the outdoors. We're working on it. He's getting a little braver as he's getting bigger because he's kind of a big boy now. He's a heavy cat. But you didn't come here to hear about cats, so I'm sorry, I got off track there. I see some talk about dirt scooters. Oh, goodness. I have a dirt scooter. Maybe I'll make a video on that one day. Looking to buy my first mountain bike. Your channel has been incredibly helpful. Trying to decide between Lava Dome and Hanzo. Not sure how much I want to spend on my first bike. That's always a tough one, Nick. I think, do you live in Pisgah? I think you commented a little bit earlier today. I'm sorry I haven't responded. I do read the comments. Sometimes I get busy and don't get back to them. It's a tough one. If you got to kind of just go with your gut. Like if you're like, I'm really going to enjoy this, I think it's worth spending a little extra money depending on what features you're getting. And I would say if you can ride both of those bikes, do it. The differences will be pretty apparent pretty quick, I think. Especially if I can't remember, Lava Dome I think was like 700. I know I made a video on this. It's been a while. And the Hanzo's 13 to 1500. So I mean, you're looking at 2 times the price almost. I think if you are the one that lives in Pisgah, I know someone asked that question earlier today. Okay, it was you. Yeah, I rode Pisgah and it was pretty technical and chunky. If you can demo it first and like take it on a green or even a blue trail, if you have that experience, try both of them out. I would lean towards the Hanzo, just because it will have certain features that I don't think the Lava Dome did. one thing I'm thinking of is the rear through axle. That's something you can definitely probably want, especially if you're going to continue mountain biking. It's nice to have those features. Um, but yeah, it's so tough. I know. I remember being new to the sport myself, and my first bike was $500. It was like a Trek 3500. And for those of you that know, I don't love Trek too much on this channel, but um, yeah, my first mountain bike was a Trek. It was $500, and I thought, that's the best mountain bike you can buy. I was wrong. I didn't realize, they could get up to over 10 grand, which is also absurd. Um, but I don't live in Pisgah. I also live in Texas, where the elevation isn't as insane, and there's a lot of interesting riding in Pisgah. I had a great time out there. So yeah, like I said, if you can ride both, do. But personally, I would probably recommend the nicest bike you can comfortably afford that is upgradable later. And if that didn't answer your question, reach out to me, leave me another comment on a video, and I'll do my best to respond to that. Gene, has it been that long? I know it's been a while, but any upgrades on the new bike? Last time we rode, you were on the YT. No new upgrades. I sold the YT and got the nuke-proof reactor. I don't think I've done any upgrades on it recently. I don't ride it that much, which is kind of sad to say because it's such a nice bike. Um, but locally, I like to ride my hardtail quite a bit, and I got this new gravel bike that I've actually been riding a lot, or flat bar gravel bike as they call it. That thing's really cool for $900. Rigid bike with flat bars. It's a blast on these local trails. Um, oh man, I got behind on the chat. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Trail Lady. She asked a question and then she said she had to go, but thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Okay. Sorry. I can't talk and read apparently. I'm just like an old man. I swear I'm an 80-year-old inside of a 35-year-old body. More than you need to know, I guess. Um, anyways, also some cool news that happened this morning. Marin shared my video on the flat bar gravel bike, which I thought was really cool. I like Marin a lot. I was so stoked that they actually like found my video and they messaged me like, "Hey, we really like this video. We like your style." Marin's very cool about supporting smaller creators. Um, I thought about sending it to them when I first made it, but I felt like, oh, some of the jokes in it are like, I don't know. I didn't want them to be interpreted the wrong way. So luckily, I guess they have a good sense of humor. I was kind of making fun of the bike industry in it a little bit. So I was like, why would I send this to the bike industry if I'm making fun of it? So, but I guess they enjoyed it. I guess they have a good sense of humor. Um, and I was like, man, that's really nice of them. Marin makes a good bike. I really like the DSX. Interesting question. Recommended front tire for mud around $50. Oof. That I don't know. We don't really ever have muddy conditions here, so it's very dry here where I live and ride. I think Maxxis, I can't remember the name of it. They actually make like a dedicated mud tire or like a wet mud tire. I want to say it's the Shorty. probably more than $50. I know Maxxis tires can be pretty expensive, or any tires for that matter. I will say Dan's already up in the chat beating me to what I was about to say next, but I've really been enjoying Kenda tires lately. Um, I know they're a huge brand, but I never really see them on the trail too much. And I saw a coupon code for them back in, I think, September, somewhere back then in the fall, and it was like 25-30% off Kenda tires. So I got two brand new tires for the price of one Maxxis. I was like, you know what? For that price, I'll try them. And I've put Kendas on every bike pretty much now. I have them on the full suspension, and then I bought another set for the full suspension, and then I bought Kenda tires for the gravel bike. Um, so maybe look at Kenda. I don't know if they have a dedicated mud tire, but I've really been enjoying what they make lately. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. I've been obsessively watching MTB YouTube videos all week, and yours have stood out as humorous and educational. I think you'll keep on growing. Well, thank you. I hope we do keep on growing. That's the plan. When I first started this channel, it was just kind of like, oh, just throw up some awkward, humored videos about cycling and see what happens. Maybe my mom will watch it, which she did. I don't think she's up in the chat. Sorry, Mom. But yeah, like once I hit like 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers, like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should take this a little more seriously. Like, there's lots of people that do very well on this platform, and why can't I? It's cool to see it grow. It's nice to get a little bit of monetary value out of it, for all that work I've been doing for the last 4 years. I'm still well below the poverty line if this was my only income. But I'm going to keep doing it as long as it's interesting and fun to me. And it still is. Like, every week, I'm so excited to like figure out some kind of video and go out and film it. Some are received very well. Some are just like, what were you thinking? I kind of felt that way about the last gravel mullet monster bike. I wrote that script when we had no power. We were just sitting on the couch in the pitch black. I just pulled out my laptop and I was like, wait, what if I put a gravel tire on a mountain bike? That would be funny. And a lot of people enjoyed it, I hope. So good. Hey, Cali Rado Kid is in here. What's up, man? Congrats on the 8K, Cobra. I appreciate that. I believe he is going live at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time in 15 minutes. So the 23 people that I see in here right now should go over to his live stream once this is done. I'll probably pop in for a couple minutes. I'm pretty tired. Oh, this leads me to my next topic. Thank you, Colorado Kid, for stopping by. Hopefully these 23 fine folks jump over to your live stream after this. But tomorrow is a big day. This is one of the main talking points I had for tonight, and I almost forgot about it. So tomorrow, me and Dan are going to attempt to ride a century, 100 miles in one day. Neither of us are prepared for this or have been preparing for this, and I think it's going to be an awful day. So that is the plan for tomorrow morning. I think we're going to leave at 8 a.m. from my house. I haven't even planned a route or anything, but I do ride into downtown quite a bit. So that's about 12 miles there. And then from there, who knows? I think we'll try to make it to McAllister Park, ride some trails up there, which is like not the very north end of town, but more northern part of town. I live on the very south tip of San Antonio. I've never ridden 100 miles in one day. I rode 80 miles in a day once back when I was a road biker many, many years ago. And that was tough, albeit that was on 4th of July and it was like 105 to 110 degrees, somewhere in there. There was a heat advisory and they were like, no one go outside. It's way too excruciatingly hot. I didn't listen. I was a road biker. Like, the heat's not going to slow me down. I've got the need for speed. I just wanted to wear my spandex for America. And that day ended in the hospital. I didn't crash or anything. I just like overexerted myself and was probably having a heat stroke. So I learned my lesson. So 100 miles tomorrow, I'm just like kind of dreading it. But I love Dan's enthusiasm, all my friends' enthusiasm. Like, these guys are great because I text them like, hey, I have this idea for a video. Are you guys down? And like 99% of the time, they're like, let's do it. And I brought this idea up to Dan, I don't know, a month or two ago. I was like, we should ride a Century on our full suspension mountain bikes and see how that goes and just film the whole process. I don't even know how I'm going to film it. Because I don't want it to just be a bunch of POV, but I also don't want to stop every 5 minutes to like film us riding past the camera, because then it's going to take 12 to 14 hours. I'm hoping for 10 hours. It's going to be a long, terrible day. So Dan, I hope you're ready, man, because I'm not. I'll see you bright and early if you want to come by. I'll be up around 6, so I can film a bunch of awkward intros that I probably won't use. Is this your first time riding a distance such as that? Yeah, it is. So I think we're in for a world of hurt. Dan says he was built ready. All right, man. We'll see about that. I don't know. I like challenging myself in this way. Most people are like, I'm going to learn how to jump or do this scary drop or something. I'm like, what if I rode 100 miles in a day? And it's going to be like 100, well, not 100. It's going to be like 80 degrees tomorrow, I think. This reminds me of a time in college. Here I go off topic again, but I had a skateboarding friend. I used to skateboard, and one day he's like, hey, do you want to run this race with me next week? And I was like, sure, well, why not? Running's not that hard, right? It was the worst. I never ran again. I don't think so, unless my life is in danger. And even then, I'll probably still casually stroll away from the danger. Running is absolutely the worst. I finished the race, whatever it was. I didn't win anything. I guess some sense of accomplishment, but yeah. Fun story from yesteryear. I'm sure y'all were dying to know that. More painful than watching Paul the punter ride the trainer in his snow gear. I doubt it. That was pretty cool of him. I didn't get to see it live, but I saw the highlight reel afterwards. It's like, oh man, gluttony for punishment. Oh man, cool. And I think I've covered all my topics. Actually, let me ask y'all some questions before we go. As a content creator, I'm always thinking, oh, what should I make next? And I figured I'd like to hear from you, the viewers. There's 26 now. I don't know why there's not 8,000 people in here. This is the 8,000 extravaganza, but for the 26 people that are in here, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the kind of content you would like to see in the future. I always have my ideas. I feel like I never run out of ideas. I just run out of time to film them or make them a reality. Um, so the floor is yours. I will patiently await your responses. Well, that's very nice. Kyle is the reason I started mountain biking. That is cool. I am officially an influencer, I guess. Jokes aside, that's very cool. I'm glad you're mountain biking. Um, I'm even if my videos inspired one person, it's all worth it. That's super cool. You missed the question, Dan. Dan, get out of here, man. Go warm up for our big ride tomorrow. Do some stretches. I did some push-ups today, so I'm pretty buff. It's shocking. I would like to see a local trail shred in your area. Interesting. A lot of my older videos were just kind of like me riding around. I guess I wasn't a very great rider back then. I would still argue I'm not the best rider. I mean, I'm good. I'm good, and that's kind of where I fall short with POV. I'm just like, well, I know I could film POV and it's a lot easier on me, but I don't know how interesting it is to the average viewer. Just because if I'm going to watch POV, I want to watch, um, someone Jeff Kindleweed or Matt Jones or something, someone doing backflips and stuff. But yeah, I know a lot of cool people that can really ride, so maybe I'll start hopefully filming with some real people who can really rip it, because I do like seeing stuff like that. I do love showcasing local trails. I may not mention in every video, but pretty much everything is filmed here in San Antonio. Sometimes Austin, but yeah, I appreciate the suggestion. I would love a video on first things to buy after getting a mountain bike, or most important. Great topic. That is actually an idea I've had. Um, so that will be coming hopefully pretty soon. I have an inexpensive bike in my possession right now that I'm working on a review for, and that was kind of the inspiration. I was like, okay, I have this bike that costs under $1,000. So if it were me, what would I do to this bike? Basically, like the first things I would buy. I'll say right now, the most important accessory to have to a mountain bike is a helmet. Um, I see a lot of people on the trails not wearing helmets. I'm not the type to like, hey, put a helmet on. Like, that's your choice. But I would just advise anyone doing a sport that is pretty dangerous, protect your head. Um, Less time spent in the hospital means more time having fun. And that's the way I like to think about personal protection when you're doing something like this. Like, I wear knee pads every ride, doesn't matter. Well, not on the street, I guess I should say. Every trail ride, even the trails I've ridden around my area, countless times, I always wear knee pads, just because the times I fall or the times I'm not even doing anything that spectacular. Like, I just wash out around a corner. Um, so get the protection, at least a helmet, knee pads, elbow pads. Knee pads, I definitely recommend. Elbow pads, I usually don't wear unless I'm at a bike park. Um, but that's my suggestion to you now. Simon, more gravel mullet monsters. I've offended a whole community with that. So, but if I have another weird idea like that, I definitely want to do that again. And that was a really fun video for me to make. Oh, let me go back. Personally, I think you should make what you want. The way you're always all in, will always make your product stronger. There's something to be said about that. I appreciate the feedback. That's kind of where I'm at. I just kind of like, well, here's the idea I have for this week. I'm going to roll with it. Um, Yeah, so that's cool. I just want to know, like, I want to make stuff that people want to see too. Um, but that's cool. I think me and you talked about this when we were chatting. Just like, people will enjoy the channel because of the person behind it, and they'll probably watch anything you do. And I've noticed that as the channel's been growing, like, I can take more risks with the content I make, and people are more receptive to it. I think if I made that, like, the gravel mullet monster bike video like 3 years ago, no one would care. They'd be like, what is this? Or I don't know, maybe they'd love it. But I do like, as this grows, I have more creative freedom, I guess, in a sense, because I know the people that want to be around will be around no matter what I make. So good stuff. Dan agrees. Thank you, Dan. Exactly. Slow learners become excellent over time. It is true. Um, just like YouTube, I think mountain biking is a marathon in a sense. Some people are just naturals, and they get out there and just shred super hard from the get go. I was fine. I didn't crash a ton when I was new. I've had experience on bikes before, so it wasn't like I just picked up a bike and was learning for the first time. But there's something to be said about that. Just be patient if you're new. Those skills will come. I know it's fun to, like, check yourself sometimes. I do that with cornering, because I've always said I'm not very good at cornering, and lately it's something I've been focusing on more. And I'm starting to notice, like, when I can kind of lean into the corners harder, or berms, and it's cool. Like, you don't think about it, but when you watch a video back, you're like, oh wow, I'm actually doing that. It's cool. Bike builds with ASMR of eating crunchy dill pickles. I I don't like pickles. You're gonna have to settle for bananas. Gravel bike action adventures. Good idea. Um, I actually filmed one this weekend. Wait, what is today? No, Friday. Sorry, I filmed one this week. I was at Spider Mountain this weekend, not filming. They silenced me. Can you believe that? I said, "Let me speak to your manager. Do you know who I am? I'm a celebrity of some sort." No, I didn't say any of that. Interesting, Mario. That is a good idea. A video on the history of Flat Rock Ranch and how it became an MTB destination. That is actually something I always wonder every time I go out there. I've been there several times, and I've met Jimmy a few times, and that's something a lot of people don't think about. Like, someone built those trails. I'm assuming Jimmy and maybe his family. Um, yeah, that's a cool idea. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, that's a good. Dang, you guys. See, y'all have great ideas. Some of these ideas, I'm like, oh, I never thought of that. Seeing a video comparing buying from a bike shop versus direct to consumer or big box bikes versus more obscure brands. That is a that is a great idea. Wow, look at Cobra Karen. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Scott. Scott always says the nicest things. He's a very nice guy. We all love Scott around here. He's great. Love your unique perspectives and sense of humor. Keep getting creative like you have been. It's fantastic, bro. Thank you, Scott. Hopefully, we can all get together again soon. We had a lot of fun last week, and we hung out and ate pizza and got cookies. I I made myself sick on those cookies. It was worth it. I would do it again. Final wrap that van with your YouTube video money. I could get, like, a panel done at once a month, maybe. Like, I get a quarter panel, and then, like, a door the next month. I That's a cool idea. I kinda wish I had, like, a mural on the van, like those vans from the '70s of me shirtless and riding on the back of a centaur or something like that, stabbing a shark, a flying shark. I don't know. those murals that you see on old vans. I love those. They're so good. I do have a sticker on my van, a Cobra Kyle sticker. So if you ever see that, uh, you'll know I'm nearby, slithering around, creeping around in some bushes, filming me riding a bike down a hill or something. And you know what? Look at that. It's been an hour. I appreciate everyone's time. I don't wanna keep y'all. As I said, jump over to Colorado Kid if you're in the mood for another live stream. I probably bored y'all to death for the last hour. Just kidding. I had a good time. I like doing these live streams. I felt bad there wasn't like an actual video this week, and you got 30 seconds of me putting sealant in a tube. Um, ah, hey man, just joined. Congrats on the AK. Thank you, man. I'm signing off now, but thank you again for 8,000 subscribers. It's very awesome. It's a cool feeling. I'm so happy I get to make these videos and have you all on this journey with me. Last quick plug, if y'all want to buy a t-shirt, the Cobra Kyle merch, I've left a link in the description if you want to check that out. Prices are still on sale from Black Friday. I discounted them and never brought the price back up. A little insider secret. There's a hood. There's 2 hoodies in there and a t-shirt. So I appreciate if you can support the channel. If not, don't worry about it. Just keep watching the videos. I'll keep pumping them out. There will be an actual video next Thursday and another short on Tuesday morning. I'm going to try these shorts out and see what that does for the channel. And I think I actually covered everything I wanted to talk about tonight. So thank you all for being here. And I see questions popping in. I want to answer them, but I'm going to stick to the signing off at an hour. Thank you so much, everyone. And until the next time, you know what I'm going to say. Stay rowdy within reason. Good night.